I was out last night with a couple of friends for a bit of a night ride. It was very dark. We kind of got confused on where we were. So that's the channel we were coming down. Thought it was Loon Bay. Turns out it was Collins Bay. And that's right there, that little squared off piece is where I went under. The other two guys managed to get right up on the shore there. Here's where we hauled it out. I just got up on that ice. As you can see, it was just starting in the edge of it, and I wasn't thick enough to hold the snowmobile. I didn't get up here far enough, quick enough, and went in right there. The snowmobile fell through. I scurried off, barely got wet. One ski caught the edge of the ice, kind of held it there. The other two guys made it right onto the shore. Long story, but we got to come along. We got it out of the water. We got it up a freaking massive hill, out of the woods, onto this lake, but it had warmed up so much that we got halfway back to our cottage and kept digging into these ruts of slush. So I had to leave it here overnight. The only smart thing I did was I brought out these egg crates, milk cartons, whatever you want to call them, and stuck them underneath in case it hardens right up. I won't be frozen in. The next step is I gotta try and start this thing up. So I'm gonna pull the plugs, I'm gonna pull the exhaust, I'm gonna try and get it all dried out. I'm concerned about the electronics, so I'm gonna let it air out here for a while, I hope. Disconnect the battery, and maybe I'll be able to get started and get it off the lake myself. We'll see. All right, I got the exhaust out, and surprisingly it had no water in it. Next thing I do, pull the plugs. Okay, I pulled the plugs out. They're there. They were definitely wet. I'm gonna disconnect the battery just in hopes that it may help not have anything bad happen to my electronics. We'll see. The chain case definitely got water in it. It's horrible. That's going to be changed for sure. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm getting tons of water coming out of my exhaust, and first coming out of the tops of these guys. Spark plug holes. I'm going to keep at this until it stops spewing water. So I wasn't getting a spark out there, so I had it towed in. Some guys nice enough came along, towed it in, and I just got it in my shelter here, and I got this space heater going, just trying to dry it out. So I'm on my way to a friend's place. It's been a week since I sank the sled. This is like the longest process. It's in his shop, it's nice and warm in there, so it's been drying out. I've done a whack of work to it. I'll walk you through what I've done when I get there. Okay, so here we are. Quick recap of what I've done. Let's see. I disconnected the gas tank hose right here. I drained it until all the water was gone, and gas was just flowing out of there. I also disconnected the hose to my oil line. I removed the air box. I was able to get at this hose connection right here. I drained all the oil, replaced it. Back around to the other side. Took my battery off. I took my chain case apart, and that totally was cleaned out. Sprayed it all out. Replaced all that oil. I removed this, made sure it was dry. I removed the muffler, made sure it was dry. I didn't touch the coolant, figure that's okay because it's a sealed system. I don't see how anything can get in there. I took my carbs off, dried them all out, drained my float bowls just to make sure. I noticed I tear my boot, so I just kind of patched that. I already went through everything with this. That's about it. The biggest pain, to be honest, which I'm still working on, has been the seat. It's like, I took it apart. It's been in the dryer for 5 hours. It still has water in it, so it's now sitting in front of a humidifier for the last couple days. Anyway, I broke one of my steering arms, tie rods, when it was being towed out right here. So I've got that on order. And I removed the lights because the bulbs had exploded, and I drained the water to there. Also, I disconnected every connection I had. I disconnected every wire. I removed my computer board in there, whatever you want to call it. Brought it home. I've had it on a heater, making sure it's very, very dry. I've got a cleaner for all these connections. I'm going to spray and clean. I'm going to reapply some electrostatic grease just to help stop any possible corrosion. And there was something else too. If I can remember what it was. Okay, ongoing saga continues. I still had water in my tank. I literally had to remove the tank and drain every drop out of it. Removing the tank was a pain in the ass because you got to remove part of the frame. You got to get up under here. Putting the tank back together now. So here's the seat. Hopefully it's finally dry. I'm just fixing some tears with the contact cement. And then I will attempt to put it back together. Change of plans. The hand staple, it's not going to work, so I picked up this little pneumatic stapler. And it's awesome. I'm very happy with how this seat's going back together. Got the staples holding it all in place. Now I have to go through, probably put another ring of staples in it every half an inch. Thanks to this little guy. All done. Turned out sweet. Oh yeah, pretty happy. So this steering tie rod got broken when we were hauling it over the bush. What a pain in the butt. I gotta drill out rivets holding that boot on so I can get at it and then re-rivet it. And this guy doesn't want to come off either. Okay, it's fully back together now. Everything's working, everything's running. Just in time by the looks of it because the snow's back. From now on, no more water.